Worldview presets. Why being too nice can actually hurt you. 10 reasons you should consider. If you try hard to do good things and it doesn't seem appreciated, it's probably because you're being too kind. Kindness and generosity are admirable qualities, but sometimes it's important to take care of yourself first. You could be kind and selfless, but being too kind can actually hurt you, especially around bad people. How can you stay sane and know you can do something for someone who is truly worthless? Here are 10 reasons why you need to stop being too nice. Number 1. You are expected to meet or exceed the expectations of others. According to research on the power of positivity, if you don't set boundaries, you'll be seen as a doormat and get used to taking care of yourself. Making sure your needs are met and setting boundaries doesn't mean you don't have compassion for those around you. It just means that your needs matter too. You might think people will like you more. Unfortunately, people are starting to take your efforts for granted. You do all you can, but unfortunately people don't appreciate your efforts and start taking you for granted. It's fine if a colleague asks you for help on some of his projects, and you help out, but when it becomes a habit, they expect you to do their job too, and you disagree with them. If they don't know how to set boundaries, they'll appreciate it even more. Number 2. You may form impractical or unreasonable expectations of others. According to the power of positivity, when you are too nice to others, you develop unrealistic expectations for them to do the same. When they do not meet these expectations, you may become angry and resentful. You will bend your expectations to be endlessly selfless and may warp your point of view, which makes you expect others to put their interests aside for your sake, just as you do for them. If someone is too kind to others, they begin to expect unreasonable kindness from others as well. This always leads to kindness, people believing that others are being unfair to them or taking them for granted. Many people can't handle this, and when they talk about how they are nice to everyone, while others take them for granted, they tend to sound very entitled. For example, you are willing to go above and beyond to help your friends, but you take offense when they are not willing to do the same for you. Here you need to understand that such people know how to take care of their needs, and it is your responsibility to do the same for you. Number 3. Individuals tend to approach you solely for their specific requirements. If you are too kind to people, they will only see you as a means to an end. Worse, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, they will see you as a tool to achieve their own goals. People will only come to you if they feel you can help them because they only see you as a person. May become impossible. You should be able to calmly say no without giving many reasons or arguing because it's important. Number 4. You fail to take care of yourself. What happens when you get the recipe wrong, incorporate too much of someone else's traits, or put too little effort into pursuing your goals? Don't forget, responding quickly is good for you and your business. But if you focus too much on meeting the needs of others, you won't have time to work on priorities and long-term health issues, and your company will. It's very important. Learn to find balance, or your mental and physical health are at risk. This can lead to basic needs not being met, leading to depression and burnout. Use your time more strategically and say no decisively and fairly, including the right language for different situations. When you stop giving constantly, you start seeking external validation. You can take the time to look inward and learn to rely on yourself for validation. This will ultimately make it better and more understandable. Number 5. You will be perceived as a person of low strength. Not surprisingly, this is generally a warning against quickly setting aside your own needs for the needs of others, and many respondents noted this danger. According to Stillman's research article, you can't be too nice to others, but you should still be careful. Research article by Jessica Stillman. Being too nice can make others think you're vulnerable. People don't appreciate your achievements. Number 6. You will draw in individuals who require a lot of support. You found that acting too nice can make you look weaker, so you can attract people in need. Kindness may be a prerequisite for healthy and meaningful relationships, but the inability to set boundaries, it can be an invitation to those who need to be emotionally drained. If you are too kind, you will start attracting the needy who are fickle, overly emotional, and demand control and guilt. The kind of person you approve of, who stumbles if she doesn't do anything for her. Imagine supporting a friend for hours until you can't sleep. It's okay to be a good friend and be there for others, But it's okay to let them know you're only there for a short time on a particular day, as it attracts manipulators and narcissistic users. Number 7. You could end up being in a position of needing a lot of support. Another drawback of being too kind is that you tend to be needy. According to one mental health counselor, when our own needs aren't being met, we unconsciously try to get those needs met elsewhere. This can lead to needy behaviors inherent in relationships and a constant quest for approval. Have you ever found yourself doing the same? If you don't get into the habit of giving too much, you'll end up hurting yourself and going into need. Number 9. There is a possibility that you may become excessively apologetic. Good people usually hate it when other people are upset or annoy them. It's one thing to be there for someone going through a difficult time and offer support and kindness during a difficult time when they start to carry problems and feelings that don't belong to them. Good people need to be careful when others try to push emotional responsibility onto them. But good people say, "I'm sorry," to avoid apologizing for things that aren't their fault. It should be noted that feelings that others have to work on themselves. Number 10. There is a significant decline in your own well-being. The price of being too nice and always putting others ahead of yourself can be very high. You become invisible, worthless, weak, unappreciated, exiled, and lonely. Despite always reaching out to others, it is very common for good people to end up alone. You must realize that putting yourself outside yourself is insane. Too much kindness can make you sad or angry, making your kindness appear even more deceitful and dishonest. Finally, the purpose of this video is to impart wisdom on how to determine if your efforts to be kind have crossed the line and qualified you as an achiever. Also, excessively, as well as a warning about the dangers of your overly good demeanor in order to please others. Kindness is always a virtue, but too much kindness can go wrong in many ways. Remember to respect yourself. Liking this video lets us know that we're on the right track, and subscribing to our channel helps us keep growing and improving. So, hit that like button and subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks for watching.